Hey, this is Augie, Augie's Locker Room. When you come to the store, you're going to see things that you've probably never seen before unless you've been to a museum. Great items that go back to the Rockney era to the present. Website, augieslockerroom.com. Visit us here or the website.
Tim Prister with Tim O'Malley here in Allegiant Stadium. And Tim, we've analyzed Notre Dame BYU for 2 weeks. Yeah. And it struck me last night that we haven't really spent a whole lot of time in the last 2 weeks talking about Drew Pyne as he's about to make his third start.
Yeah, I think we are maybe overly informed by the last game and a half where Drew Pyne has played very well. I mean, that's probably more important than the half. He probably prior to that at this point, but we certainly have given him a pass on thinking that Drew Pyne might not have problems in this game. And as you mentioned on the way here, if BYU is successful pressing the wide receivers, Drew Pyne is going to have a rougher day than he did against North Carolina when it was just free access release the whole time. And that's not all going to be on Drew Pyne. It's going to be up to the receivers to beat that press coverage.
No doubt. And a lot of times, you know, when a quarterback's struggling and the receivers are getting pressed, we don't take that into account. Yeah. But number 5, Mandel, and number 11, Judy Lally, are good cornerbacks. So it's, you know, Braden Lindsey needs to win some one-on-one matchups. I know I've said that a couple times here in the last couple weeks. And Jaden Thomas as well. Their percentage of, you know, catches per target hasn't been very good.
I really think that another tight end will emerge in this game as well, and not just because, hey, this is a surprise, you have Eli Riordan and Holden Stays. I think BYU will struggle to cover Michael Mayer, and that will open up something for a tight end in this game. Maybe a Holden Stays down the seam. We know he can run. Eli Riordan will probably play more snaps. I just think it's probably baked into this game plan that BYU's linebackers cannot stay with Michael Mayer, and I think that compromises them on the back end. So while, yes, Notre Dame guys have to get off press, I'm sure at this point Tommy Rees has realized maybe they're not going to get off press. Maybe they're not going to work their way open, so he has some plans for the rest.
Yeah. Very true, and we once again expect the running backs to be in the mix today. Now, on the defensive side of the ball for Notre Dame, I think we feel confident, comfortable that Notre Dame's defense is in a really good spot to slow down the BYU running game. They have been slowed down by much lesser defenses than Notre Dame's. And then that can, you know, Notre Dame kind of needs that to help compromise, you know, a really good quarterback in Jaron Hall and it's certainly a capable receiving core.
Yeah, well, I think with Puka Nacua coming back, he is going to play today, or that's the word is he's going to play today. That makes them not only deep, it makes them deep with a little bit of top. That's their number one skill position player. Epps has had a good season in his stead. I think Chase Roberts can make plays downfield.
He's been banged up a little bit too.
Yeah, they're a really deep. I guess that's the transfer era now. They're a really deep wide receiver core. They're veterans. As we've been saying the whole time, Notre Dame has made themselves deep at cornerback. All 5 are going to play, and all 5 are going to probably have to make plays in this game because they're going to be tested a lot.
Yeah. Keanu Hill is another one, number 1, another receiver for them as well. But I think that you and I, Tim, both feel as this game has drawn closer, and I hope we're not, you know, going down the wrong path or leading people down the wrong path, but we feel very confident that Notre Dame's going to prove to be the better team here today.
Well, for me, it's that the offensive line is viable now, and that the offensive line will protect Drew Pyne and put them in positions. Tommy Rees knows how to call a game with this offensive line. This first down is still important, though, because it doesn't matter if the offensive line is playing well. If you're facing too many 3rd and 6s, that's not great for Drew Pyne. That's not great for press coverage. The rest of the year, basically, or at least going to the Clemson game, is if the offensive line does well, I have faith Notre Dame will be able to move the ball. I mean, 2 games ago, I did not have that faith. So we're going to see if our opinion is, you know, if we're prisoners of the moment or not.
Yeah, I think a big reason why we've kind of taken Drew Pyne for granted going into this game was because he was in 2nd and 3rd, 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4 a couple weeks ago against North Carolina, and that opened things up. I do think BYU's defense is better than North Carolina's, but if Notre Dame's offensive line continues to trend the way it has, I think we both feel pretty confident about Notre Dame beating BYU here today in Allegiant Stadium.